All right. Good morning. Good afternoon, everybody. India, welcome back in. Looks like you just came in first. We have our Firefly note taker as well. But India, if you want to say hi, you can. You're unmuted. If you want to say hello. If not, you can say hi in the chat. If there was something specific that you wanted to see today. Also, if you wanted to put in there, India, just your industry, if you'd like to, just as a reminder to me, what industry you're in. That's always helpful in the chat if you want to type that. Or, like I said, you're unmuted. You can go ahead and talk if you'd like to. Totally up to you. If you're busy in there, kind of multitasking, I totally get it. Um, okay, so let me do this as a reminder. Let me jump over here. So in general, with Dubb, and this is just something that, we kind of do internally every once in a while, just to remind ourselves where this actually is going in terms of our videos, like where do we place them? This is always a nice reminder right here. You can always take a screenshot of this if you'd like to, but this is a nice reminder on where Dubb really fits in to the sales cycle as far as when you're doing this. With your prospecting, when you're doing this outreach, if you are doing any kind of cold outreach, like if you're doing a one-to-one or a one-to-many and it's totally cold, I would recommend doing a good A/B test where you send a video email out and you do one group where you don't send a video at all. And you send a nice short email. If they respond, then send a video back. It's always good to A/B test the cold waters because cold Arctic email outreach is a little different. I wouldn't waste a lot of time recording separate videos for this, especially when it's cold. With cold, I would record one video that the entire group of people that you're reaching out to on your email list can relate to. Have that nice hook we talk about, whether it's a question or a statement in terms of your ICP, your ideal client profile, why you're reaching out to them. And then I would have that one video be nice and short, right to the point. What's the hook? What's the value? And then the other group of people, I would send an email without a video and have that same hook in the subject line, and then have a statement and a question. And if they respond to the question, then I would send them a video. So that's kind of how I would do the cold prospecting with a good A/B test on that to see what works better or see what kind of responses you get. In terms of people's actions, when you reach out to someone from a cold perspective, what would you like them to do when they're done consuming the content or they're done reading the email? Would you like them to book a time, check out your website, fill out a form? What is that next action? And you want to be very demonstrative with that action in terms of what you want them to do, because whether they're watching a video or whether they're reading an email, there needs to be some push for something. And there has to be that, I don't know if the word aggressive is the right word, but there's got to be a passionate push for what you want. I think that's one of the most important things. And then a booking link is obviously probably the most popular thing you can have below a video. Now, in terms of the nurturing part of this, whether you met with a cold contact, you had a warm introduction to someone, it was a referral, someone took an action, like they filled out a form or they found you online and did some action for you to meet with them. If you met with them and they didn't go with your product or service, screen videos are a nice way to nurture them along to hopefully coming back in the fold and going with you. If they did not end up meeting with you, where they took an action, but you couldn't get them in the meeting, you've got to keep nurturing them along to hopefully book that meeting. So if they didn't book with you, nurturing can get them into the meeting. If they did book with you and they didn't go with your product or service, nurturing can bring them back into the fold and hopefully get them to close as a client. The reason screen videos are nice is because you can walk someone through in a very educational manner about the things that are most important to their challenge that you're meeting with your solution. If you do have automation, those are great. Put them into a drip sequence. When someone signs up for Dubb, they get about, I think it's a 12 email sequence that they get. And each one of those emails is different each information each time that will motivate that person to take an action. And that's one of the biggest parts of it. You want to motivate them to take an action, but you can only motivate them by providing the proper information that's going to motivate them to want to meet. If you hammer them with the same, if that same nail, you're hitting the same hammer, the same tool, the same message, it's just going to go by them. You want to be able to provide new messaging each time. Now, as far as the closing aspect of it, number three on here, document walkthroughs are great. Maybe you've met with someone, they're very close to signing or following through or making that payment in that gateway. But when you can send a nice screen video with perhaps the desktop app, and you're walking through, say, hey, listen, I'm gonna need you to sign here, or click here and go here. Those eliminate any kind of confusion in terms of what my last steps are before I'm able to take that last step. We always say testimonials and case studies here because it's always a nice kind of reminder of why they're doing what they're doing when they can see other people that have taken the step before them. So when you're getting very close and you send that nice doc walkthrough or that nice screen recording and it has in the playlist those testimonials or it has a link to a case study below, those are nice reminders for those people that are right getting ready to take that next step. Now, once they become a client, then it's about client communication. Then it's about sending each other some videos because once you start sending videos, it becomes very commonplace in your communication. And a lot of the times when you send someone a video, the retention rate with studies they've done over the years have been shows the retention rate is really good. Videos compared to text in terms of when you're sending an email or you're sending a video email. So it's, highly recommended. Number five is content mining. So a lot of these testimonials and case studies and reviews are really the lifeblood of any business because there's nothing better than hearing it from someone that has used your product or service. I mean, that's why when you're on Amazon, you look for reviews, right? That's why when if I'm going to go see a movie, I'm going to check out the reviews, even though, I have my own opinion on it, but I want to know what are people saying? What are some things? Because if there is some consistency in what all the people are saying, whether it's a negative or positive, that's something that can really make your ears perk up. For positivity, when people leave a testimonial and it's in video format, they're able to see them, hear them, and trust them. With case studies, it's nice to see building them out where someone or a client or a group of people started in one position, and then you can see the numerical changes in what they did to improve their position. And then obviously the reviews, where you can have someone leave some reviews for you across your different review sites. With us, it's G2, Capterra, some other ones as well. And those are great to be able to have because those increase the value and people of what they're getting. Last one is going to be lead generation. So a lot of this where, social media is a big part of our world now. So you want to make sure that when you're doing your omni-channel approach to sales, when you're doing your outreach, maybe you have some inbound, you're calling, you're video emailing, you're texting, all this kind of stuff that you're going to do. When it comes to social media, you want to be able to do some posts across your channels, whether it's LinkedIn, whether it's Facebook, whether it's Instagram, TikTok, LinkedIn, whatever it is, because when you do these social posts, you're able to have a Dubb link in a pinned comment below that video. So when they see that minute video or less of you talking about a certain aspect of your business, if you want to learn more about this, all you got to do is click that link right below here, and it will take them to a place where they can learn and they can actually take an action. So these are all things that are really important in terms of when you're thinking, where does Dubb fit in to my actual sales cycle and what is the most powerful thing that I can do today in terms of making that headway. So think about that. Where are you in the sales cycle? Are you in the beginning? Are you doing outreach? Is it cold? Is it warm? Are you following up with people you had meetings with? Are you sending videos to your circle of influence, like a newsletter in real estate? Are you updating people on things? Are you posting on social to remind your community about the things that you're currently working on? Maybe there's been a change. So you need to kind of omni-channel approach it where you're kind of checking all the boxes and then you're able to have your links everywhere you go. So whether it's social media, email, whatever it is, you always want to bring them to a landing page where you can really control that environment. Because the thing you really want is, regardless of where these things are, these videos, there's always going to be a need to have an attraction to want to click on them. And that's really what this is all about. We always talk about the hook. It's so important. Why am I going to stop and watch this video? Why am I just going to, maybe I'm just going to ignore it and keep going. What's going to take my eyeballs and make me visually be interested first? And then secondarily, read like, okay, what is that about right there? So that's where you really want to lean into the AI part of it. Jump on ChatGPT, use our AI writer Ira within the dashboard, ask it to create you some hooks. Here are my people. Here's the situation. Here's what I would like them to do. I need 5 to 6 words that are going to hook them and bring them in to what I want them to do. You can even have them write a script for you. Say, listen, I want this script to be 30 seconds or less. I want the opening to include the hook. I want the middle part to bring the value, right? This piece of information, this question that I want to relay to them that's going to stop them and say, oh man, I didn't know about that, or that's interesting. And then I want the last part of it to tell them to take an action. Click below to book a time, do something below. By the way, check out this next video that's going to play too. It's going to give you an explanation of what we do. So that's really what you want. Now, once you decide on the ICP, who it is, the challenge, your solution, the script, keeping it short, having that hook, then you want to decide how visually you're going to deliver this stuff. Now, the webcam one right here is probably the most straightforward because you're able to get the Dubb mobile app on the phone. You have the whiteboard feature. You're sitting right in front of your webcam, and that message is right in front of their face. You also can do this if you wanted to. You can have a virtual background behind. Take a screenshot of something. If they filled out a form and you have the option to show that, great. Take a snapshot. Hey, you took this action. If you don't have that and they filled out a form, what you can do is create a screenshot that says, you filled out our form, next steps. And that can be a virtual background behind. So these are creative little combinations you can do, like something like this, where you can have a virtual background behind and you can hold up the whiteboard on the Dubb mobile app. So you can have an article, a company website, a profile like you see here, a screenshot of some action that they've taken. All of this is going to motivate them to say, wow, okay, I have context. And I see a question or a statement that I need to respond to. And there's a little bit of motion to this thing because it's an animated GIF. Because remember, when you hit record, first 3 seconds are going to repeat, whatever that is. Now, you also can do something that looks like this. We talk about it all the time, screen recordings. If you're going to nurture someone or explain something, this is a very educational way to explain something. Pull up a website, use the Dubb Chrome extension, put yourself in a bubble. As you can see, I'm still using the hook there, right? I still have the Dubb mobile app and I still am saying something because people know that this is a market update. But, and that's fine. I could have waved and said, hey, point right at the title. That's cool. But why not take it a little deeper and say, this is what the main idea is about this video that I'm sending? There's been a big change. Why not do that? And then have the annotations drop in and point at it as well. You also can do something that looks like this, just real basic. Hey, John, good to meet you. Maybe it's been a referral and you just want to introduce yourself to someone. There's nothing wrong with the simplicity of this. This is way beyond what someone would normally do anyway that people would get. So this goes a long way too. You also can do something that looks like this. And this is with the Dubb desktop app, another screen recorder. But the difference you're going to notice here is this is a market update in real estate, but I've zoomed in, I've cropped in with the Dubb desktop app, and I have specifically pointed out a certain thing. And that certain thing is the median price, which is kind of going to be the main point of this video with this update. Now, I could have held the phone up with that same message like you just saw before, but this is just a little creative differently. I'm pointing at it. Looks like I'm trying to explain something, and I already have the annotation pointing at the main idea of the video. You also, if you have the mobile app, you could do something that looks like this creatively. You can have a virtual background behind you. So same situation as the webcam. You're just out and about with your phone, or you can be sitting at your desk and use the phone. And it could be a property, article, all the stuff we talked about. And you can see there's text on the screen that I put there too. See 1234 Lake Street could be a property. You also can do an example like this in the mobile app. So it says, Hi, John, above my head. Same thing, just like we did on the webcam where I held up the whiteboard that said, Hi, John. This is on the mobile app. I can type that right above my head, just leave a little bit of space. I also can type my hook up there. So if it's not Hi, John, all the same rules apply. I can put my text right above my head that is that hook. So you can do all of that right there. Now, regardless of what you're choosing in here, when they click this, you want to make sure that they have a very good experience on the landing page, which we call a preset. So you always want to make sure you got your logo, you got the initial video we talked about, quick, right to the point, good hook, good value, and make sure you have playlist videos over here because the video that's going to play after this should always be your, or 90% of the time, 99% of the time, should be your pitch video. Why you? Why your product? Why your service? 2 minutes or less. Because the initial videos on these things are going to be about the person and the challenge or the value that you're bringing. It's kind of less about you and it's more about what is this information, this thing that someone's really going to want to know more about. And if you do have video testimonials, this is a really good spot to have them in there. If you already have them, throw them in here. If you don't, I'm going to show you right now a quick way to get them that a lot of people use. Now, below this video, you want to have your call to action buttons. These are your CTAs. These are going to be the ability for someone to do something when they're done watching these videos. The booking and a calendar link has probably been the most used one over the years because why not? It's A to B. Hey, let's get right to it. Let's get to the conversation. But if you want them to check out a link to your website with other things they want to learn, if you want them to download a form, a document, a listing agreement, it could be a contract, could be a guide, right? If you want them to fill out, have a link to an external form you want them to fill out or a form below, or you want them to email you back, there's a number of choices here. I wouldn't have a ton of buttons. If you do have multiples, I would go order of importance from left to right. Some other buttons of value are case study buttons. If you create a case study, like I mentioned earlier, that's always cool for someone to check out. If you have some reviews that are done, hey, why not have that link below? If you want to get video testimonials, this reply with video button is really, really good to do that. A lot of people have been successful with it over the years. So if you select reply with video, I could send someone a video. Like if I send this to Ina, I would have the reply with video button below here and say, Ina, hey, how are you? Listen, thanks so much for using Dubb. Would love to get a video testimonial from you. Guess what? All you have to do is click reply with video. You don't have to download anything, nothing crazy. Just click that and then let me know whatever you enjoyed about the platform. And then Ina would send it back. I would get a notification inside of Dubb, and then I would just make it part of my playlist. And there it is, right here. So this is you want to make sure this is your setup, like this, right in here. And over here to the right, this is, you don't have to have this, but we recommend it. If you want to have the AI sales assistant to the right, it has a lot of value to it because, when people click on a video and they're here, maybe they want to take this next action. Maybe they're not sure yet, and they want some reassurance. So over here to the right, you can have up to 20 FAQs that you can create inside of Dubb. They can ask the AI a question directly. And when the AI gives the answer, it's going to push for whatever your desired outcome is. If you wanted them to download that document, guide, listing agreement, contract, if you wanted them to check out your site, if they wanted them to book up a time in your calendar, whatever you wanted them to do, the AI will give the answer and then we'll say, hey, as a reminder, let's keep this momentum going. Book a time in Rob's calendar. Now, this AI is educated in two ways. One, it's going to be educated with a PDF you can upload with all the information you want. And the other way you can do it is individual website links. If you have a website with information that it will physically learn what's in text on those pages. You can do a combination of both, or you can do one or the other. You also can decide to train specific AIs on specific things. As you can see, the answer over here to the right, look, it gave the answer and said, hey, are you ready to book a time with Rob? So that's what you want. But the specific AIs are a good idea because with these landing page presets, you want to make sure that they speak to certain segments of your audience. If I was in coaching and consulting, and I worked with different industries. I worked with tech people and I worked with healthcare folks. I would want to have a page for the tech folks and the healthcare folks. And the AI on those individual pages should be educated just on those areas. That way you can have in your list inside Dubb your different AI assistants that can be put on different preset pages and they line up together. And for the presets themselves, definitely create them for different parts of your audience. Now, if you haven't had your optimization set up yet and you're on a paid plan, you just got on a paid plan with us, book it with the team. They'll help you set up the pages, the buttons, and everything. And then you'll have everything ready to go. Now, from a recording standpoint, what would this look like? From the simplest of recordings, and this is where, if you just want to get out of the gate, you're just starting, this kind of recording is great, right up here at the top, webcam recorder. This is the one we looked at. This is, you're sitting right in front of the webcam. You could just go like this, hit record and do your thing. Maybe a little point, a little wave, something like that. Remember, you want some motion to it because it's an animated GIF. You don't want to say stiff because what's the point of having the GIF? Now, when you're doing this, you have some choices here creatively that we looked at. The first one is going to be able to hold the phone up, right? The Dubb app, whether you're on iPhone or Android, get the Dubb app, Dubb app. And when you have it, here it is right here. And it's kind of tough to see because it's so bright. But the button's right there, that little square button at the top. That's how I was typing before. That's where you're going to type. That's where you'll type the hook or the name. And then when you have it, all you need to do is turn it, just like this. And that's as simple as it can be. Now, if you want the virtual background behind you, go below, select virtual. We have other stock ones, but I always feel like if you're going to use a virtual background, why not make it purposeful? So, and give context. So upload all your screenshots into here, all the different scenarios we talked about before, and then it creates a library for you that you can choose from. Select that library, not library, select the file you want. There it is right there. And this is like what I did before when I had Sarah's profile pulled up and I had a question for Sarah, just like this. This could be a property behind me, and it could say about 1234 Jane Street. So you have a lot of options for them to get a lot of context. Now, you can do one or the other, or you can do both. Now, when you're using the virtual background, pump up the light as much as you can in the front, keep your arms within your shoulders, And then also, if you can, I know it's not always possible, but I have some space behind me here. But if you have a lot of clutter behind you and it messes with the virtual background, just try to pump up the light as much as you can and bring the edge value down down at the bottom. See how it says edge blur right here? Just bring that all the way down to the bottom of the right, and then you're able to do that. Now, with this recording right here, you can frame yourself a little tighter if you want to. So down to the bottom over here, you can zoom yourself in. It gets a little blurrier the closer you go in. So I usually like just to keep it at this point right here, but it's totally up to you. You also have a teleprompter available across all of this recording tech. So if you have not used the teleprompter before, that's funny. If you have not used the teleprompter before, it is really good to stay on point. It's really nice to have it written before and some things that you really want to mention. Because a lot of the times, if you're just going off the cuff and it's a longer video, that's fine for authenticity and everything, but you might just be like, oh man, I should have mentioned that, or oh, I forgot to mention that. And those are really important in terms of that person taking that next step. So really dial in terms of what you want to say, have it right in front of you. It just takes practice, and then it will sound really natural. Now, if you're in a situation where your webcam, like if I open up the teleprompter, right? Like if I click up here, click in here, I'm going to choose a script that I have saved in Dubb. I can type in a name or I can choose something, right, that I already have saved in the platform. So you have to have a script saved in Dubb first. Pick it, here it is. Now, when it drops down, this is your speed. You can adjust it up or down. This is your play button. Test your speed to see if you like it. Back the text off or zoom it in. Now, when you're doing this, you definitely want to give it a read through because you don't want to let the words surprise you because there's going to be certain inflections that you want to say when you're doing this. The other thing is, if you feel like you're going too fast, you probably are. So go at your own natural cadence. And in terms of your eye line, right here, I'm on a laptop. So my right here, I think arm's distance away is pretty good like this. And then I'm going to let the words flow up into my eye line so it meets me where my eyes are. Now, if you're in a situation where you have an external webcam that's at the top and it's above everything, right? And it's your eye line's just it's too much of a difference. What you can do is, like if this was me looking at the camera, let's pretend this is my external webcam. And if this was my eye line for where the teleprompter was, right? What I would do is I'd open up and say, hey, this is Rob. Listen, I want to talk to you a little bit about the market update that's going on today. There's some important numbers I want to cover with you. In fact, those numbers are, so in other words, make it obvious that you're referencing something. I don't think people really care about that, especially when you're being authentic. You're referencing it and then come right back up to the camera. The thing, it's like an old acting kind of trick when you're reading a script. You always want to make eye contact initially when you're talking. So I make eye contact at the beginning of what I'm saying. I'm going to make contact again at the end of what I'm saying. So if I am not able to use a teleprompter that's close to the camera and I got to reference something, I want to begin with eye contact. Like I want to read you these stats from this report right here. It says that over 45% of these houses were overpriced on this situation. In fact, it said this is going to continue to go up this year. So see how I started in the beginning with eye contact, I referenced up and down reference, and then I finished the sentence with eye contact because that's kind of the best way to do it. So it just takes a little bit of practice. Now, when you hit record here, here's kind of what this would look like. So I have my hook right here. I'm going to hit the little, looks like a clown nose on me right there when it's in the middle. That's pretty funny. So when I hit the record button, I'm going to tap it here. And then when I hit that here we go. It'll be like this. Hi, this is Rob from Dubb. We are the sales operating system. We use video, automation, contact management to create connections, conversations, and conversions. And I can hit the pause button, stop it, just take a break. You don't have to keep going. You can break this up if you want to. And then click it again to resume and keep going. If you want to delete, red X. It'll always ask you, are you sure? And if you are ready to save this thing, it's going to be the blue check mark right here. And that'll save it into the platform. If you want to close the teleprompter, tap it closed, just like that. So I'm going to hit the check mark and it's going to save it right into Dubb. Now, when a video is saved into the platform, anytime you save a Dubb video, no matter which way that you're recording, it's going to take you to the video edit page that looks just like this. Now, I'm going to choose a different video from my video library just because this is still transcoding. So let's just pop over to this one right here. So now when you're on the video edit page, you have the ability to change the title of the video at the top. I can highlight it and change it. Just make sure you click the check mark. Don't click out of there because it won't save it. Click the check mark so it saves. And every Dubb video you save into Dubb has an MP4 version you can download. So I can just click the MP4 and I got it. I've got the raw file. I also can decide to change it to a different preset background, right? So if I have my presets already created, my preset landing pages like we just talked about. So if I was in real estate and I had my buyer page and my seller page and my FSBO and my expired, and this video right here is just a general video that I kind of want the audiences to kind of have, but I want them to feel like it's just for them, then I just choose the page that I want to be behind me and I just pick the preset and I can change that. I also have the ability to upload this to YouTube if I have a YouTube channel. And over here to the right, there's this little button below the big blue share and send up here, this little square button here. If I click that, that's going to open this up in a different tab, and I can actually see what this thing looks like on the preset landing page. Make sure it's the way I want it. I got the playlist videos I want, I got my buttons, I got my AI, everything looks good. Every video also has a QR code. So when you select this, you can download this QR code. So if you're doing any kind of live in event, event situation where you're meeting people live, have a video that's already recorded. So when someone scans it, and it would say, "Hey, listen, it was great meeting with the event. If you want to keep connected, all you have to do is click below." If you have a booth at the event, why not have a little placard set up with your QR code right there? If you're doing any kind of open house, if you're doing any kind of physical mailing where you're doing mail outs where they're door hangers or you're sending something stuff in the mail, why not have the QR code there and make a funny video? Hey, it just you could take some mail stacks and put it in front of your face and say, "Hey, listen, thanks for pulling me out of the mail." I mean, just something quick and easy like that. That'll be something so different that someone would see, and I think they appreciate the effort. And when you record these videos, there's always analytics. So this is an AI coach called Kyra. So it's going to give you feedback on your videos that you make. So if you're waiting and you're like, you know what, I just made this video, I want some kind of feedback, just click generate right here, and it will give you a delivery analysis breakdown of your words, your cadence, your repetition, filler words, all that good stuff. And it will also tell you some visual feedback and some content feedback. So you'll be able to get that right away. And then you also have activity over here to the right. So I didn't send this thing anywhere, but if I did send it somewhere, I can get a breakdown of CTA clicks, email clicks. Is someone watching the video? If they are, what's the watch percentage? Are they clicking on anything? All this kind of great stuff that'll make you follow up in a very smart way. You also have an editing tab. Any video that you upload into Dubb or you record with Dubb, you can edit. So you can hit the play button. Hi, this is Rob from Dubb. You can drag your timeline to a certain cut point. Let's just say I wanted to cut here. Just drag it right to that point, hit the scissors. Now you split it. See how it's in two pieces? And then you're just going to drag it to the second cut point. Let's just pretend it's right there. Scissors. And now you have three pieces. Whatever's highlighted in Halloween orange, just hit delete and it's gone. And if you want to bring it back, just undo, 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 and you are right back from where you started. Now, if you want to change the first 3 seconds, because remember when I said you hit record, the first 3 seconds is going to repeat as the video preview. If you want to change that, just go to the design tab. And when you're here, just either drag this to a certain part of the video that you like visually or hit the play button. Let's just say it's this right here. I'm leaning in, right? I could click generate thumbnail, and that will be the first 3 seconds. Or I could upload a thumbnail. But again, when you record these things, it's nice to just be prepared, be ready to go, and you're ready to give context and you're ready to give that hook. Now, when you record a video and you just made these customizations, how would you send it to someone? So what you would do is you'd open up a compose. You always want to make sure you have your hook in your subject line that we talked about, have that hook, but also have the word video that precedes it because it is rare that you see the word video. It will make it stand out more. Then have a little bit of text, not a lot, in terms of why they should watch the video because you want the video to do the talking, not all the writing in the text. And then to add it in here, you can do it in a few ways. So one way, you can go right over here inside the Dubb platform and click the big blue share and send, which is right here. And when you do that, put the email in the person you're sending it to, get that advanced tracking. And then you can add any kind of personalization text you want here at the top. Click copy for email, and it's just a simple copy and paste. And then they will see that video and you have your little personal text at the top. Another way to add it right from the email here is with the little Dubb shortcut button right at the bottom. Now in Gmail, it's down at the bottom. In Outlook 365, it's off to the right in add-ins. The reason this button exists is because you got the Dubb Chrome extension, which is a screen recorder, right up here in the top. It's browser-based, so it's pinned right up here. So you would Google Dubb Chrome extension, take a three-step process, get it pinned up here, and now when it's logged in, you're going to have this little shortcut button. The whole idea of the shortcut is you click it here, and then see how I'm scrolling through my videos to the right? Then just find the video that you want, same deal, find it, hit advanced options, put the email in for the tracking, add some personalization text if you want to, and then just click insert and it pops it right in. So you got two ways of adding that to a video email to send it. Now on LinkedIn, there's a way to send videos on LinkedIn, but first let's look at the style. So this was your basic webcam style, right? This is super straightforward. But if we wanted to do something where we recorded something on, say, this page here, I wanted to share a website. I want to be on top of it. I want to walk someone through something, whether it's a real estate company website, whatever it is, anything browser based. So let's take LinkedIn. right here. If I wanted to do this, all I'm going to do is click the Dubb Chrome extension, and it's going to put me physically on the page. Any website that you're on, always check out the style of the page that you're on. If this was not LinkedIn, I wouldn't keep this as a bubble probably. I would change it to a different shape. If it's more of an angular site, I would change the shape. In terms of the size, you don't want to go too big because then you're covering everything. There's no point in using a screen recording. You might as well go a webcam. And then as far as placement, you want to think where's a good spot for me to put myself that's going to be visually interesting. Should I cover up Rubit and do like an ellipse and go like this? I could. But I'm going to make it about this size and I'm going to put myself right next to him. Now from the bubble here, just some functions. You can zoom in if you want just a tighter, cut as far as your placement. You also can physically move yourself inside this thing. So if you don't like where you're sitting, you can move yourself around. If you want to jump to full screen, click this little button here. Jumps you to full, and then click it again to go back. You also have the ability to turn your camera off. If you don't want to be on camera, say you're sharing a website where you already know the person, you just want to walk them through with an audio, you can do that. You also can click the profile picture if you didn't want to be on camera for some day for some reason. But if you are live, it really is the best. And if you want to add a virtual background, you can add a virtual background right inside here, just like you just saw. If you want access to an annotation tool, those work pretty good. You have access to that right over here to the left. You can point things out. If you want to use a teleprompter, you have that available as well. This one's a little bit different than the one you saw with the webcam. As you can see, I can physically move this one around. You're going to find the script like you did before. You can adjust the up or down of the speed just like I'm doing right now. You can hit the play button, see if you like that speed. You can back the text off, or you can zoom this text in. Now, I wouldn't go too wide on these things because your eyeballs are going to be going back and forth. I would kind of take advantage of the fact that you can squeeze this a little more and bring it in closer, and then you're going to physically move it where you want. We obviously want to move it closest to the camera, which is on top. Now, because the Chrome extension is browser based, you don't want to go full screen in your browser because if you do, you're going to lose the teleprompter tab. You're going to be like, oh my God, where'd it go? And before I knew how to do all this, I'm like, where did it go? I couldn't find it. So what you want to make sure of, you want to make sure there's just a little bit of a gap so when you hit record, you can tap this thing and bring it forward physically to use it. Now, the best orientation out of the orientations you see over here to the right to record, I like tab because when it's on the tab option, it won't show any of the tab mess I have at the top. It's only on this page, and the teleprompter does not show in the recording. If I go camera, that's like using a webcam. I'm not going to bother to do that. Screen is going to be your entire screen. So if you get your entire screen, this teleprompter is going to show. So if you ever need to record your entire screen, I would not use the Chrome extension. I would use the Dubb desktop app, which you're going to see in a second. So I'm going to go tab here. So now I'm all set up. I'm ready to go, except for one last thing. I want to have my hook. So just like we did before, bring your hook in here as well. Have it right here in the bubble so someone has context. Now, when I hit record, I'm going to click start recording. I'm going to choose my tab. There it is right there. I'm going to click share. I get my 3, 2, 1 countdown, and here we go. Hey, Ruben, this is Rob. Listen, I wanted to reach out to you because I saw that you're with Dubb. Hey, you started Dubb. Hey, I work for Dubb. This is kind of crazy. So then what I did there was I went from here to full screen and back. So what you want to think about is breaking the visual. If you want, you don't have to do this, but it adds a layer to it. So the animated GIF is going to be what you saw, right, with the hook. But once I'm leading in and talking, I can double click on my bubble, go here, make my introduction, my point, my value that I want to talk about, and then just click the screen to go back. So it's either double click, or it's click the little button here, go full screen, click it again to go back, or you can select on the menu down at the bottom. So it says expand webcam down there. Click that, click it to go back. Now you have the annotation as well. So if you want to have some things pointed out, why not have them ready to go? You can do some text on screen. You can do numbering if you want to put things in order of importance. Hey, I saw you did these 3 things. You can draw on the screen, circles, anything you want. The annotations are going to stay where they're supposed to stay. So if you move, they're not going to follow you. So if you're doing a LinkedIn outreach, if you're explaining any kind of browser-based area and you want to do a nice clean recording of you walking through something, this is a really nice way to do it. It's very clear. Now you can also hit the pause button right down here at the bottom, stop the recording if you want to, and then click the check mark to save this into Dubb. And again, once you hit the check mark, it's going to take us to the video edit page inside of the platform. And that's where we can do those things that we looked at earlier. If I wanted to send that video to Ruben that I just recorded, there's a couple things I want to do first. First, I want to make sure I'm a connection with him. So I'm going to send them a connection request. I would do a quick little message with connector. I wouldn't send a video with it. Once you're connected, then click message. And then once you do, you're going to notice the little Dubb shortcut right down here at the bottom, like you saw in Gmail. When I select that, it's going to open up the Chrome extension. There it is. There's my video. Just click insert. Then you can highlight this text and change it to something, a little more personable or whatever you wanted to add here, right? And then click send. And that's what Ruben's going to see in his inbox, which is a really nice original screen recording with you with your hook. And that really gives yourself the best shot in terms of someone wanting to respond. Now, as far as other screen recorders that we have, let's look at the desktop app. So you just saw a browser-based screen recorder called the Chrome extension. But what if we wanted to use the desktop app? How would we use that? Well, you have a couple different scenarios. So once you download the Dubb desktop app, once you say Google Dubb desktop, download it from Mac or PC, then you're gonna have a little Dubb symbol up here at the top, or it's at the bottom. You can view the quick menu. It does a number of things, but we're gonna click record screen. Now, once you're here, you're going to notice that the bubble, it does all the same functionality pretty much that the Chrome does. Just the things are just in different spots. The annotation tool does all the same stuff. The only difference with this is that when you use the annotation with the desktop app and I start doing them, they're going to stay stuck. I mean, they're not going to stay stuck. They're going to follow me. So they're going to follow me wherever I go. So you want to show them and then delete them and then move on. That's how you want to do it with that. So it's different than the Chrome. Now, the teleprompter is different as well. So it's similar where it moves, but it does not show in any orientation of recording. And when you find the script that you want, all you have to do is decide what kind of way you want to read it. So right now it's on auto track, which is voice recognition. So if I hit record, it's going to go at my pace, which is pretty cool, depending on some days I like to scroll, some days I like to do voice recognition, so it depends. But if you want to go at your pace, this is what you want. It's on auto track. So just hit record, and as you start reading it, it will start moving. If you like having scroll speed, select that there and close it. And now you have a scroll speed like this. And you can do whatever speed you want, just like we talked about before. So it's really just a choice. Do you want auto track or do you want to use the scroll speed? The last part that makes this really powerful is up here at the top. So you see this red slash right here, right over here? If I was going to hit record right now, it would get my whole screen, whole computer screen, everything on it. But if I tap that red line, I click it and get rid of it, now I have a drop down where I have a number of choices in terms of the border of what I'm recording. Right now it's on custom. This is one of my favorites. So this is where you can crop around anything that you want to crop around. So this is where you can get very specific on a Canvas slide, a document, a listing agreement, a contract. This is not beholden to the browser. This could be on top of a video, anything you want to put this on top of. So in this case, if I was going to use it here for LinkedIn, I'm going to get really specific. I'm going to crop in super close like this. And now I'm bring myself in here. I'll probably reduce my size down a little bit like this, like that. And then I just bring it in like this, just like that. Now it's a much tighter frame. I still have my hook, all that good stuff. So that's an example of what you can do with this. Now, you also can click the drop down again, and you can do landscape, proper orientation for YouTube. You can even do from here portrait, where you can do social videos right from your desktop. Just put it on top of whatever you want to put it on top of, and now you have the vertical format. But whatever, whatever orientation you decide to do, this is how this would work functional wise. So I'm going to hit record up here at the top. I'm going to get my 3, 2, 1 countdown. Here we go. Hey, Ruben, what's going on? Listen, I want to reach out to you. Same stuff you did before, right? But now I'm saying my stuff. I'm going to hit the check mark up here at the top. The check mark is not going to save this into Dubb with the desktop app. It's the only area where a check mark is not going to save it into the platform. When you hit the check mark here, now it's like, hey, I just recorded a clip. So this is the big difference between the Chrome extension browser-based screen recorder and the desktop app is that it is a clip recorder. Chrome is one video you pause and resume and save. The desktop app is you're putting a number of clips together, merge them together at the end into one video. Now this gives you the ability to drag and drop videos from your computer. So if you have a video, a downloaded MP4, or you download a video that you saved into the platform MP4 file, and you want to make a part of this story, just download it and pop it in here. Now, this is a screen recording example that I did. So let's just say I want to make another clip, right? I told Ruben, hey, Ruben, I checked out Dubb and this is pretty cool. So what I can do is I can open up another tab, right? I'll open up Dubb. And let's just say I want to talk about his company a little bit. So I pull this up here, right? I go right down to the bottom. See where it says record screen video, bottom left corner right there? This is if I want to do another clip like this one, a screen recording. I'm going to click that. It's going to bring me right back here. And now I'm right on his website here. So I'd probably want to change it to custom here because I want to crop this specifically. I want to have his logo in here like this. I want to drop this down a little bit like here. I'll bring this over here. And now I'm going to hit record and it would be like this. Here we go. Ruben, hey, listen, I was checking out Dubb. A lot of great stuff in here. I really liked what I saw. I saw a lot of neat technology I can really use. Really cool. We should book a time in my calendar and have a chat. Hit the check mark. And now there's that second clip. So you can see there's a transition from starting here, and then I can bring him through a little story if I want to take him other places. And these clips, if I wanted to, can be interchanged. I can move them in any order that I want. And I can hit the three dot menu on each one and download or delete each individual file. Because I might love one, but I might can't stand the other one I want to get rid of, but I'm not going to lose the good one. Now, also, if I want to continue recording here, right? Maybe I want to say something specifically to Ruben now. I'm going to go down here to the webcam option, down in the middle icon down there. I'm going to select that. Now I'm going to hit record, and it would be like this. Ruben, listen, thanks for taking the time to watch this video. And I think it would be really good if we can connect. In fact, my calendar link is right here below. Click down there, pick a day and time that works for you because I have a specific thing I want to talk to you about that you can actually use that's going to improve Dubb's dashboard right here that I think a lot of people will really appreciate. Look forward to talking to you soon. Hit the check mark, and there's that clip right there. And again, you can move these in any order you want. Now, the last option you have down here is narrator video. So I'm just going to show what this looks like right here, but typically when you use narrator video, you would use it for the whole video sequence. Narrator video gives you the ability to play a pre-recorded video inside of a bubble. So instead of you being live inside of a bubble and hitting record and multitasking and moving and talking, you can pre-record something and then just take that pre-record, put it in a bubble, square, rectangle, whatever shape you want, and put it on top of anything that you want. And then the pre-recorded version of you would do the talking. So if I had a bunch of people I was reaching out to on LinkedIn and the message was the same, and I didn't want to say their name physically in there, and I had my hook that it doesn't say the name, but it has the hook, I could pre-record that, and then I could just pull up different profiles and just put the pre-record on top of that because I'm not saying their name, and all of them can relate to the message, and it feels like I'm speaking right to them. Gives you that ability. We do this a lot for our YouTube stuff. I'll record the narrator part of it, the narration, and then I'll just pull up the different sites I want to be on and whatever I'm showing, and then I'm already done, and then just move along and make my clips. So it's a nice little storytelling feature. So when you click narrator video, it will take you to your video library. You'll select the video that you want. There it is. And again, I just hit record, and the pre-recorded version of me does the rest of the work. Hi, this is Rob from Dubb. We are the sales operating system. You can pause and resume all of that. Now, when you have all your clips that you want, you got them all here, and you're ready to merge them. Just click the edit button all the way to the right. It's going to merge everything together. And once it's edited to merge together, then you can download the MP4 version right over here to the right, and you can upload it into the platform. But before you do that, you have the ability to edit the video right here. I can hit the play button. Hey, Ruben, what's going on? Or I can drag my edit down here. This is the same kind of editor you saw inside the Dubb platform. The whole point is you can make an edit right here before you even save it into the platform if you want to, which is really, really convenient. Now, one of the last ways to record is going to be with your mobile app. Now, the mobile app is very, very similar to the desktop app. If you have not used the mobile app, there's no need to be out and about to use it if you don't want to. You can be sitting right at your desk. It just has some neat functionality that you can use to really get creative with your videos. So if you are used to doing screen recordings, if you're used to doing webcam videos, then why not switch it up and do something different? You can go landscape or portrait, hit the blue camera icon at the bottom, opens up like this, and you're able to record. So I can turn it like this if I want to, or I can turn it like this. I always slide my timer to 10 minutes. It'll be defaulted for 1 when you first open it, but I always go to 10. I always have a countdown timer on. It's right over here to the right, which is 3 seconds right there. Now, in terms of recording, just tap the circle at the bottom. Once you tap it, you're going to get your 3, 2, 1. Perfect amount of time to remind yourself to smile and get ready to do your thing. 2 seconds right there. Each clip has to be at least 2 seconds. You can pause the recording right here, and I'm going to click it again to stop. There is the clip that I just recorded. This is just like the desktop app that you just saw. This is a clip recorder. This clip has been automatically downloaded to my phone in my photo video area in case I do need it. I'm going to hit record one more time. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. And now I'm recording again. You can see the timers. There's the second clip. And I can physically move these. Take your finger, hold one for a second, slide it. I also can tap a clip individually, and this is where I can do an edit. Click in here. I can add text on my screen like you saw in the beginning. I can do it, the hook over my head, the hi John, whatever I want. I can do a voiceover. I can add music. I can speed up the action, all from within this clip. These icons over here, if you want to know what they do, just click this button at the top, this little tooltip here. It'll explain to you what all these things are. This one right here is a video stabilizer. We just added this one. So if you're doing a walk and talk and it's kind of crazy and you want to smooth things out, just select this right here. Select low, medium, or high, and it will smooth it out. If you want to use a teleprompter, it's this button right here. So you select this here, get in here, choose the one you want. I'm going to choose this one. And this is going to give you some options. So right over here to the right, you click this gear icon. You can go auto track or auto scroll. Right now it's on auto track. So when I hit record, it's going to go at my pace, just like the desktop app would. Telling a prospect that you're just following up, that's like not using AI and video to grow your sales. So to go at your pace. If you want to use the scroll speed, just click the gear icon, select auto scroll, choose your speed, and it's the same deal. And then see if you like it. You can click the pencil icon right here to the right if you want to make some live changes on the script. You have the ability to do that. And if your eyes are not staying at the top, slide this guardrail up. So there's nothing to look at down here. You got to keep them at the top. And you also can go landscape, and the script will adjust right over here like that. And then to close it, tap the X to the top right. If you have a video on your phone that you want to jump in here, like say you recorded something outside of the app and you want to make it part of the story, go to the folder icon here, takes you to your photo video area, find that video, click add clips, drop it right in. If you want to record your screen, this button right here. If you want to do filters, this button right here. It does black and white, skin smoothing, all that kind of stuff. You also can do picture in picture, which is really cool for property walkthroughs in real estate. It also is great to record anything in front of you where you're showing what's in front and you're on the screen. You can make yourself bigger, smaller, zoom in, back up, whatever you would like to do. And then the last one at the bottom is your virtual background, like we saw with the webcam. You select this here, choose one from your photo library, drop it behind you, and you got it right here. Now, when you're done and you're ready to combine all these clips into that one video, hit that blue button at the top right. It's going to merge all your clips. Once they are merged, you're going to have a copy on your phone, a finished video, saved in your phone, and then you can click the blue upload button, and that's going to save it into Dubb. So these are all some of the most powerful things you can do in terms of being able to record creatively, have your hook, and then you want to be able to have your correct landing pages and videos so people can get the most value out of it and take the biggest action. And that's really what it's all about. If you haven't had a chance to do this yet, I'm going to drop this email in here. It's called feedback@Dubb. Sal, you've done this a couple times, which is awesome. Tony, I'm not sure if you had a chance to do it yet. And Lori, I don't think you've gotten a chance to as well. If you want to, always feel free. And we'll just try to give you the best advice we can from that point. Okay, so what do we got? Anything from anybody? Lori, Sal, Tony? Anything from any one of you? If you have anything? Anybody want to go? Anybody?
I'll go.
Yeah. What do you, hey Sal, good to hear you.
Well, after it's an incredible platform, and I learn more and more every time I use it, and I use it every day. So
Right.
you can imagine my speed skills have increased dramatically.
Yeah.
However, after doing hundreds of videos,
Yeah.
and I'm learning how to really become creative with them,
Mhm.
I sometimes have some problems. And one of the problems I'm having now, and I hate to come to you with a problem, but I'm
No, it's
having
a
a problem.
challenge.
Yeah, well, it's silly stuff. I mean, I never had a problem uploading a video, whether it's a video I just recorded or one from my library, and then editing it by
Hmm.
hitting the edit tab.
Yep.
And right now that edit tab is not working. It just keeps circling and circling and circling forever. And so I'm having some trouble with that.
Let me ask you about that
Um,
specifically, Sal, before you go off on that. So, let me bring you in here. So, that video, when you're getting like that wheel that keeps going, is that
yep.
like right after you've uploaded it for a little while, or is that like you up?
No, I tried it. I put a video in there yesterday, and for hours it just kept going. And then I deleted the video,
Yep.
and I uploaded a different video from my library somewhere
Mm,
into Dubb,
yeah.
and I tried to edit that,
Mm,
and I get the wheel. So it's not allowing me to edit the video. I could do everything else. I mean, I could change the whatever that section is where you can make changes to the preset and all of that. That works, and the other sections work. But the edit section is just keeps spinning and spinning and spinning, and I don't really know why that is. Whether I have too many videos in there, I don't really know.
So, do you mind if
Uh,
I share my screen and show your videos? Is that okay?
yeah, it's just if it's there, I hope it's there.
Yeah, let me just try to, I just want to try it on my end just to kind of jump in real quick. And go ahead,
Let's see.
I'm doing it if you want. So let's see.
No, 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 you can do it. I don't care.
Okay, so let's just see. So your videos are in here. Hey, good number, 113.
Yeah, so that's the one of me right there.
Yeah,
That
let's
one.
take this one. So let's go to editing. There's your wheel.
Did
Yeah. Let me see the other ones. Let me just pop over to another video. So let's just see if it's with all the videos or if it's just this one specifically. Let's just
mine
pick.
actually loaded with his in the editing
Here we go. This one works. Did yours load on the first one, Ina? The very
yeah,
first?
yeah, it did.
Hmm. I wonder why. Then I wonder why with me on that one and with Sal on that one, it did that. Hmm. It's interesting.
Yeah, like here it is. So details,
Oh,
editing.
yep, it works
Yeah,
for
it's in
her.
about a second or two. So
Huh.
did you so you haven't done any editing with this yet?
No,
Yeah.
because I
Okay.
can never get that far.
Yeah. Ah.
It just
Uh,
keeps spinning and spinning.
That's so bizarre. Why would one video do that? And then
It
for me,
was very
anyway.
frustrating. It's been happening now for 2 days.
But just for you and I, though, I wonder why Ina's able to do it.
now how is it now? Rob, is it still spin?
Let me see. Let me go back in. Hold on. Let me let it sit for a second. Okay, let me click edit. I'm gonna let mine sit for a minute. Let's see what happens. It's still spinning, but let's see. Hmm. Yeah. Yeah, it shouldn't be this long. And it's not even a long video.
No, it's not.
I don't understand what the I can't explain it. So let's
I can't either.
Have you tried refreshing?
okay, let me try that. Let's see. Well, while it's on the edit tab, you know?
Yeah.
All right, let me try that.
I tried that too.
Let's see. Refresh. Let me try command. Yeah, for some reason, and I don't know, it's not working for me either on that one. The next video works just fine. It's just this one.
I just want to get, I just want to get myself at the end. I want to get my head from dropping down and looking down after I say thanks. I just,
Oh, I see what you're saying. You know what you could do, I guess. Well, I guess there's a workaround, right? You could get on the Dubb mobile app. You could download that video to your phone, and then you can just take the natural editor on your phone and get in there and chop the end. You know what I mean?
yeah,
And then
yeah.
re-upload it. So,
How did you record this, by the way, Sal?
How did I record it
webcam
Yeah.
originally?
or what?
I oof. How did I record it?
And did you
Uh,
use the desktop app,
I
the Chrome
can't,
extension?
I can't remember whether it was the desktop app or the Chrome extension. I just cannot remember. It was one of the two. I
Huh.
just can't remember.
It's good. Good
And
question though, because if you did it with the desktop app, you're trying to say maybe there might be some latency with the desktop app or something if it was done.
well,
Yeah.
if I did it with the desktop app, I would have gotten the clips,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I did not do it with the desktop app because I would have been able to right then and there
Yeah.
trim.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
So no, I didn't do it with the desktop app. I did it with the Chrome
Chrome
app
or webcam,
extension.
right? Okay. Oh, you
Yeah,
do. Okay. So, okay.
Okay. Yeah,
but
it's
it's not a big deal. I'll just delete it
But that's
and
so bizarre though. That's just bizarre. Like I guess hate to have you redo work, Saul, but I mean like maybe if you
oh,
just
I've,
try
I've
it
I've been
again.
doing I've been doing a lot of work because there's a lot you could do with this. It's just
Yeah.
amazing. It's
No,
totally
that's cool.
amazing.
But you know when something you see something like it's like I can't explain it. Sad.
No, 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 I can't either.
Why
I
is
don't
it
need to.
spinning?
okay. Yeah, I think it's kind of broken because when I click the play button,
Hmm.
it's not working. So
Oh.
I'm gonna check this with the team.
Yeah, yeah. I
It,
mean, It's okay. I don't want to bring you problems. I like bring you
Don't
some
don't
successful
delete
use
it, Sal.
cases.
Yeah,
We
don't
need it
delete it. Don't
for
delete it. Let
yeah,
us check
we
it.
need it
Don't delete
for
it.
Oh,
Yeah.
the team feedback.
Because a lot of the times, if there's bugs or something happens, those are things we definitely want to hear about. Because if you're having the issue, somebody else might be. And also, we want it to work. If it says edit, we want you to edit.
oh,
There isn't a button that says spinning wheel.
no, no, no.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I do know that it takes time to trim and do all of that. And so that you have to wait for that to complete. Otherwise, you were not able to
Yeah.
make the edit. I know that.
That one
But
takes a little.
eventually it does end.
That's right.
And then and then you can edit, you know.
Yeah, no, that's true. That's true.
All
Well,
right.
Okay.
thanks for letting us
Well,
know, my
thank you.
friend. We'll keep you updated. Yeah,
No
Email.
problem.
cool.
Happens.
Lori, anything before we go? Anything on your mind? I know you've been here pretty consistently. Anything you want to add or ask or anything before we go? Anything on your mind? You can unmute Lori if you want to. If not, if you're busy doing other stuff, that's cool. Okay. Well, Ina, thank you very much as always for the support and the knowledge. Sal, thanks for bringing us the
Sure.
challenge. And then I'll see you guys tomorrow if I end up coming back. I'm gonna let you know when we have some more information, Sal. All right. Bye, guys.